Alright, it's another video from the Voice Shorts Club. Yeah, Myth and Kaichou over there.
Hi guys.
And here we go with game 2 of our Data Live show match. This time around, I'm whipping out the 8 win deck, and then Kaichou's bringing out Choice Gold Bar, using a lot of the level 1 backbone, but there's a lot more support that came out in set 2. Go ahead and get right into it. But Kaichou, you want to talk about some of the big support that helped out this deck since set 2 came out?
Yeah, so the big one is there's a new My Little Cheeto event. Just like first set, I think My Little Cheeto just cracked an event. That's why it's on the restriction list in the first place. But with the new one, it lets you pay one to burn one, give a character 3k and set it to stock, or salvage a character. Which is pretty nice compared to the old one, where it has the shrink effect. It lets you check for add a character, or if your hand is 6 or less, you can salvage a level 3, which is not what you really want to be doing. So that just being a level later, 2-0, you can salvage anything. I think that's a pretty solid effect. Just so you can just trade for any card you need. And just abusing that with Code 3 means I just have a high chance of grabbing the My Little Cheeto, since Code 3 grabs any event. So that's why I also just opted to play Basic Realizer with the new Basic Realizer support, which allows my Basic Realizer to get -1 cost in hand. So instead of being a 3-3, it could be a 3-2 or a 3-1. So that was basically the idea of using Code 3 and the new events.
Yep. Back in the day when Data Live first came out, when Kaichou and I first played our original kind of specialist to show match, but we didn't record it at the time. I did play the Choice Gold Bar variation, although obviously the big difference between back then and now is that there was a lot less good options in green, so I was playing a lot more around just like yellow and blue cards, and then praying that green kind of found its way into my level or clock by level 2, so that way I could play the Yoshino combo. It was definitely a lot less about the Yoshino Nixel combo and more about just getting a lot of good stuff, because Code 3 lets you potentially add 6 essentially, but this is where you get a swing 3 and jam climax in my face, which is
Yeah, so the new Origami Drop Search, I think it's pretty nice. It only gets it to turn it's played, and on attack, you get to pay 1 ditch 2 to search 2. Usually these effects are pay 2 ditch 2, or there's like some certain condition. The one that's pay 1 ditch 2 is the original one from Konosuba, but there's a reason why that's never printed ever again. So this one is only the turn she's played. Being at a double hand filter for 1 stock is like super nice.
and being able to get 2 copies of your Code 3 sets you up for incoming turns.
Yeah, it's just because I only have 4 hand here, but I know Code 3 is gonna plus me later because that combo just gives me free card. I drew a bar for 5, so I'm not really I'm fine with just Simon Climax and just swing, because I know Code 3 will refund the hand later.
Yep, and this is where I get a stuck in or get a good double cancel. Unfortunately, I get 2 climaxes right about now.
Always do climaxes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what do I do with this? So, thankfully, I did bounce back the Ricky using the Kotoni made Asuna profile, so I do have the luxury of having that card to help me accelerate my game plan a little bit. I believe the other Kotari or Kudami Ricky is in my uh, waiting room, so unfortunately I can't double Ricky myself to get to level 1 and get myself out of here. But here's where I make a pretty in my head, this play would have been fine if the preceding actions didn't go horribly wrong. So originally, what I wanted to do was re-empty out all of my lanes, so that way I don't get hit in the face for damage, because then Kotori has to triple direct into 3 lanes. But sometimes you just take the damage anyways. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, first deck rotations, just RNG at this point.
Yeah, but this Kotori is also pretty solid stuff. It's on when another character attacks, get 1k, so attack lasts for 3, 5, and then on reverse you can top check, and if it's a character you can add pitch.
When she
Having
goes reverse.
Yeah, when she gets reverse. So being able to kind of recurse that with clean cut would in theory be good, but yeah, it kind of didn't matter whether or not I got Kotori back. It would have in this game, in my opinion, but once I eat 8 damage here, yeah, there's not much that I could do on this one, especially since you're about to double combo me and get
Yeah.
5 cards.
I don't have the clock here, so we're just playing combo. Let's go through, give me the cards back.
Yep. Good old plus, because I think you also trigger a choice on the last card, so you get 5 cards technically worth of plus.
Yeah, it's super good here. This deck you just don't want to spend stock because you're playing early play mid game. So since Skill 3 gives you so many cards, you don't have to spend resources trying to get more cards for your hand.
Yeah, so this damage I was kind of like, okay, this one's understandable, and then I take this one, at which point I'm really confused. And then, choice is technically a plusing trigger, so you do +4 regardless.
Yep, and I have the event, which is super nice because I can either grab the Yosho, worst case scenario, because I can just play cards and have the condition for 6 less hand, do some shrink, or maybe just check for and add the combo.
Yep. So, yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, eating 9 damage there, or 8 damage there, definitely did not do me any favors. So, this is where I just need to figure out what I'm doing with my hand. I believe I have 2 combos, and then I use the 2-1 to call a healer. Just so that way I can get a little bit of tempo on my side. But then I think you My Little Shido, the the early.
There too. Yeah.
So it's just like, well, we kind of went somewhere, but then we went nowhere. But
Good card.
yeah, but thankfully, having on reverse salvage still helps me, at the very least, auto adjust my hand a little bit here. Try and find something to make this work. And then you do take some of this damage, so it is technically still fairly close at the moment. But then, until it isn't, until we're losing, we're winning. Kick W's.
Yeah. True, a wind here. Not really any good wind targets.
Nothing worth winning. Yeah,
I didn't take the damage here. So you just went on trade to win to salvage. So I was a little confused here. But it's okay. We take the damage in the end.
Yeah, so Kaichou has to do a little bit of mental catching up real quick. So, he cancels, and then he takes the 2. So, I have another set of the Adachi and a level 3 in my hand, on top of the Brainstormer, so I do have a few pieces that help me deal with stuff, and then I get this Kome to help me in the next deck rotation. Maybe get the level 3 combo, or the level 1, whichever one ends up coming into my hand. But this is where you get value off of a pretty pack filler card on paper, but it kind of ends up working
Yeah,
really
it
well
does
for you
come up.
here.
Yeah, I'm deciding here whether I can just mill up my deck, uh, and whether there's another code 3 in the or Yoshino in the deck. But I just opted just to go for the safe play. Just take the refresh here. I have one Yoshino in hand. So at least that gets one, and then maybe I can hit a brainstorm, or maybe there's one in my stock because I don't remember, and I can
Uh,
just grab it off the My Little Cheeto event.
yep.
But yeah, solid here. Pay out the climax too.
Get a nice refresh, guarantee the Yoshino's early play condition. Always take those.
Yep.
And then I think you play one, and then you brainstorm, and you hit one, which lets you get
Yeah.
the second, which is like pretty
Yep.
scary at this point. You also MLS to shrink uh, my user.
Yeah, that's fine. Yoshino's only 9-5, 10-5 climax, maybe 11 with brainstorm. So you can technically still counter over it, just to be safe here. There's no other need for the Cheeto event, so that's like the safe play just to shrink down.
Yep. At which point I believe I put a second Kome in place. Just continue to loop through and hopefully find the level 3 wind. That way I can play my game at level 2 rather than at level 3.
Hmm.
Yoshino also requires a 4 or more condition. There's a lot
Yep.
of level 3s that require a 4 or more condition in Data Live for the audience out there. Not everyone, but a surprising amount.
Yep. When in doubt, it's 4 more. Unless you're OP like Kurumi, then it's 2 or more.
Or Kotori, at which case, just happened.
Yeah.
Everyone else, 4 more. It's
Yep.
attack.
Side character diff, dude.
Everyone else is a side character.
Yeah.
Like Kurumi and Kotori are the only main characters.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So
use.
I just need to play a card for the condition and the Cheeto.
Yep.
So
So there's the
free
level
Cheeto
down.
here.
Whip out the Kome here. I did think about uh putting like a top check filter or down. I did think about putting like maybe the 2-1 and just seeing if you swing in, but then I remember that it's 500 power and was just like,
Yeah,
that's
that
getting
card
punched.
is. Yeah, that's why I asked. Before I shrunk it, just in case I need to swing over it. I just have to decide here. Uh, just to be safe.
I
But not
mean,
that it
Yoshino
matters.
also does come with setting without soul penalty for 300 years, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you do want the side with penalty, but you can't side for one on Yoshino, unfortunately. But yep, the plus here for you. I don't think it matters too much, so I'm just trying to get as much damage as possible because Yoshino will be able to nake so next turn.
Yep. And then because you side all these, so I don't get the immediate value off the Kome until I shoot Kome in the face
Yep.
myself, which thankfully gives me 2k on top of it. So in case I do need to beat over Yoshino, I I just beat over it.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
So
I also refreshed the level 3 combo, which is not what I wanted to see here.
and here, there's option doesn't matter anymore. Just take it to free front. Get a cancel here.
Yep. I mean, on paper, these cancels are not too bad. It's just a little awkward because I don't have actual plays at this point. So I'm just kind of
Yeah,
like clocking and trying to figure out what I'm doing.
it always feels bad to have to dodge your next. So
Yeah, because then all I'm doing is removing the character and I'm not
yeah,
making.
you're just trading 1 for 1. And at that point, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So part of Wise is you do damage no matter what.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that I do get to call these out, is always nice though. These users
Yeah, pay one
do
J,
come in.
just some pretty cool. Pay one to heal basically,
Yep.
or pay one someone from hand, I guess.
Well, it's from waiting room, but I happen to have it
Yeah,
in the hand, so I just pitched it to make it go.
practically.
Um, I have the Brainstormer, the level 1 win, and another Kome in my hand from the Kome from last turn. So I'm like debating right now what I should do.
How much digging you're trying to do, right?
Yep. How much and then I see 2 wins or level 3 wins
Yeah,
and I just am
two
like, bruh.
combos. Yep, there's one left in your deck at most.
And I'm just like, well, at this point I'm just gonna go grab cards that let me set up for level 3 because I don't think I'm making too much progress other than getting rid of the Yoshinos now.
Yeah, or I swap and take damage, right? Basically, that's the two options.
Yep. But I mean, if you take the damage, it's well, you're gonna be tied with one, or no, you'll be smaller than one, and then 500 over on the other. If you double swap the back row, uh,
Yeah, I mean, I never swap here, just because I'd rather just take the free neg damage. Since you're also out 7 here, and your deck's pretty big, I just take the 2 empty lanes, which is like fine for me.
yeah. So I play over. I go ahead and Kome to try and go through it, and there's the 7th card, or there's another climax. So I'm just like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
And that's the story of how I then proceed to question what's going on with my deck.
yep. You need to be out 7, and I'm. Oh, I guess Yoshino can die now.
You, all right then.
Yeah,
You know,
remember,
for 0.
interactive gameplay, by the
Interactive.
way.
You know, for
Oh,
1,
there's the 8th
and there's
climax.
another win.
And there it is.
Yeah, the worst part is that if I stacked Kome to do it, I wouldn't have a 5th character, so I wouldn't be able to do the combo.
Oh, that's the tragedy. 4 more condition, by the way.
So
Forever hard and stuck.
yeah, so this is where I get perpetually Shrek'd a little bit there. You also get a cancel, so you took a whopping
Yeah, that's the
1
meme. I
damage.
took the 1, and then I canceled the 3. So it's like, yo, you should have swung for 3 and then burned 1. Did the 1.
But you know, it
Never
happens.
swing 3 passing, because you're clean.
Man, I'm I'm really promoting that NA mentality, Johnson.
On A, where's my stock till now?
Oh god, I couldn't even
Yeah.
drop bombs on it.
Your bomb is gone, dude. I also drew the choice here, so code 3 is just free cards.
Yeah, so
This
this is a
just code
super
3
rip.
being free.
Me.
Yup.
So yeah, this is just kind of taking the victory lap at this point.
The
Getting
swing 3 passing.
swinging at my life points, which ends up
Yeah.
actually doing real damage.
All direct attacks. Direct attacks only.
Yep. Get
For
a
4.
4.
Yup.
Me as I'm just like, yep.
Yup. Swing open lanes first, just in case you have free fresh counter.
uh
Get 3 pluses on the way.
Get a gold bar on top of it. And I'm just like, come
Yep.
on, man.
Yep.
And then,
Get another plus.
and I'm just like nodding my head,
Y-
understandable.
Yep. Get some stock because he needs hand.
And then, you know, I was clean.
Yeah. That was it.
But there's definitely a lot more consistency to the choice gold bar deck with all the set 2 support. Helps you synergize with a lot of your different events, which is pretty key. Compared to back in the day when I first created the choice gold bar, which, if I remember to find the deck list, will be in the description. That way you can get a comparison of how far time has changed from since then. But I mean, Kaichou, what do you think though about all the new support, mainly around Basic Realizer, the new My Little Shido event? Those were the core.
The core, yeah. Origami drop searcher is super nice. Refund stock. It's green. That's the most important part. We have that. We have Miku Ron PR. Check 3. Maybe grab a event, grab a climax. Super solid. But I think the MVP is the Origami drop search on play on the turn it's played, just to get 2 free cards. So either you're setting up for 1 combo, maybe do it at level 1 setup for a level 2 combo, or in this case, level 3 combo. Overall, there's a lot of good cards that help you just increase the consistency and grab cards just to set up for your next turn.
It's definitely a lot more streamlined compared to back in the day where I was kind of just playing as much good stuff that's worth grabbing off Kotori, and Yoshino kind of was she was there in case it happened, but it was really hard to kind of actively guarantee that I was getting Yoshino at level 2 because of the way that we had built the deck back then. But
Yeah, the green Milo Shido event I think is really strong because it can act as a late game finisher with the pay one burn one effect. So we just have a lot of options there too, in case you need to do some more damage.
yeah, and then despite the fact that the 8 wins kind of went downstairs really quick, there's a lot of potential for a lot of uh, this deck. Obviously, yeah, one of the key focuses that I was trying to play around was trying to do a like recursive level 0 loop where I was just like get a clean cut every turn, and then have a clean cut every turn after, essentially, which would lead to level 1 being really streamlined, and then being able to play my level 3 game at level 2, similar to what uh, Kaichou ended up getting to pull off, was kind of the game plan, but kind of didn't get a chance to show. But there's still definitely
Yeah,
potential with this deck.
I think the deck has a lot of potential. Level 1 combo lets you salvage and top check, so you could potentially take 2, salvaging for your mid game. I think maybe some events could be helpful for that deck.
Yep.
Like
But
Origami drop search is MVP because you're playing a lot of 2s and higher.
oh
The
yeah,
change package and stuff.
there's
Yeah, pretty
definitely a
solid.
lot of stuff that can be improved, but kind of
Yep,
a bare
fine
bones
tuning.
ideology, kind of showing off a little bit of stuff. But Kaicho's up 2-0. Let's see if Kaicho can get the broom out, huh?
Let's see.
All right.